via telephone by the National Youth Organizer of the NPP, Salam Mustapha. I'm grateful to you, Salam, for speaking to us on the ChannelOne newsroom. Massive police deployments. Earlier, your party raised concerns about a possible deployment of some military. The police have told us that the over 500 personnel they have deployed are only there to safeguard voters and residents. Do you still have any concerns about the security arrangements you have noticed in Akwatia so far?
Thank you, and good evening to all your viewers. Akwatia is peaceful and calm. Campaigns are brisk, almost at the verge of ending campaigns, as tomorrow is campaign-free day. So we are currently on the last lap of our campaign to draw down the curtains. On issues of security, indeed, the IGP, in a meeting with the political parties, did mention heavy deployment of police. Ahead of us, we saw initially deployment of police at checkpoints. However, in the last 2-3 days or so, we noticed that all the men have been recalled from the various checkpoints, on whose orders we are not too clear, and no explanation has been given to us. But be it as it may, we are told that the police would be in full swing on Tuesday. And I can tell you that since we started our programs today, there's been deployment of security officers. But security goes beyond just men in uniform and all that. I've had calls to put out today some of the things we are picking up that we think that the police should be on top of their brief, that some hoodlums from Greater Accra, Ashanti region, preparing to adorn police uniforms and embark on some nefarious operations that has come to our attention. We are putting it to the police. And in our meeting with the police, we did indicate to them that we want to see the normal, police operating standards, where police uniforms have the name tags of the officers and they should not be marked. So on Tuesday, any marked officer we see, we will count the person as not a professional and a proper police person, because there should not be any marked officer as far as deployment is concerned. So we cannot get to polling stations and see marked people in some uniforms that we cannot identify who they are. We want to know who ever is deployed, and that we have put before the police, authorities, that this is the standard that we know, and that it should not be out of the normal on Tuesday as well. So as we go ahead, we also are not leaving anything to chance. We are preparing briskly to ensure that we are able to ensure our own safety and security here, and also the security of all voters. And that's why we think that the police should be on top of their brief, that the peaceful society we have come to meet in Akwatia, we conclude the elections and leave here and leave behind a peaceful society that was. And this is paramount to all of us. So in order to avoid any form of trouble, any form, of misunderstanding, I think that once there is plain, and fair, work being done that we can all see and allude to, everybody will be comforted that everything is going in the proper way that they should. But where we see that things are not being done, in the rightful manner, then we will have, issues to race. Election day, Tuesday, is all about security.
Okay.
And I think that it will be a blot on the image of the police, their reputation, that they would allow the NDC to manipulate them and allow some miscreants and hoodlums to come and misbehave like we saw in Ayawaso, in Ablekuma North, in the recent rerun that we saw.
Commander, is the NPP going into this election with its own security arrangements, or you are trusting the police?
We want to trust the police. We want to, but they must earn the trust. Trust is not put on the table and sold that the police would do so and will go and buy. They must earn the trust. And the recent happenings around the police itself doesn't engender trust, and that's where the problem is. If 8 people are put before a court of law that they've gone to cause mayhem in Ablekuma North, and they plead guilty and they are released on bail, we think that is a cause of concern. There's partisanship in the discharge of their activities. Also, the mode of arrest we have known the police for in the last 8 months has been Rambo style, brute towards NPP activists, but when it comes to NDC people, they are not arrested, they are treated with kids' gloves and all that. There's an imbalance, and that breeds contempt, and contempt breeds rebellion. And I hope that we don't get to a place that there's rebellion. Otherwise, the police will have a lot of work to deal with. So the police must earn our trust, because we cannot entrust our lives into their hands for them to experiment with.
Right.
If I come here and I am standing alone, I don't have my own personal security, trusting that the police will protect me, and I'm attacked, and the only thing the police officers can do is to stand and watch me being beaten, then there's a problem.
Okay.
What happened in Ablekuma North has given us, chills, and we will only trust the police when we see fairness at play, and that is. They must earn it from this by-election. For now, we will take our own personal security very seriously.
Okay. Commander, before you go, the election itself on Tuesday, Global Info Analytics put out a poll on Friday, and that poll puts the NDC's candidates ahead of yours. Is there panic amongst your ranks?
Not at all, not at all. I mean, Mustapha can do his polls for all we care. We are not sleeping here. We didn't come here to do a picnic. As we speak, you can, hear the noise in the background. We are working. And our candidate is more likable than the NDC. We are currently, as I am speaking to you, we are in the hometown of the NDC candidate, and come and see the people here and their response. This guy doesn't even talk to his own father. His own community people say he's snobbish, he's disrespectful. So they are ready to vote for the NPP person. I have gone to NDC strong areas who say that they will vote for the NPP candidate, Esumedu, because they know Kwame Esumedu is a good listener, is a good giver, is a good leader, and therefore they will vote for him. So whatever the polls, people do, they can have the polls. We will have the drought, and we are working it. We are going to work and earn every single vote. When you see, the kind of work we have done, not so much social media, but going to the voters, and talking to them and assuring that this by-election will be incident-free, there will not be violence, they should be free to come out to vote. And we know that, by the grace of God, we will honor our late brother Ernest Kumi with a resounding victory.
Thank you very much. Salam Mustapha is the National Youth Organizer for the